Well, the first thing is that the current government and the responsible statutory body, which is Parks Victoria, need to come to the table and invite, instead of working with the sectional interest groups, they need to be working with people that eat, work, drive, love this land, and generationally as well. So it's not only just the current people that are working it, but it's their forefathers and the families that need to be invited to a round table and continue to have a mature conversation, because these people only know it only too well, because they've passed it down from father to son, mother to daughter, and it's so important to engage them and get their view and how the best management practices going into the future will work. There's many ways that we can achieve this. I mean, for years what we're seeing that the VNPA particularly want to see all horse activity removed from national parks. So that's not only our iconic Brumbies, but they want to see all horse activity removed from the national parks, and that's an absolute disgrace. The issue with this is that the government has been dealing with sectional interest groups for probably the best part of a decade, across government to government, and they haven't been negotiating with people that live, eat and breathe the land. So if you keep talking to the same group, you're going to keep getting the same answer, and it's just not in the favour of the proper management of the high country. And you cannot manage the high country, our Alps, from a desktop in Nicholson Street, Melbourne. Yeah, well, I've spoken directly with Peter Cochrane, iconic with that heritage bill, and the support that John Barilaro, the Deputy Premier of New South Wales, did. However, it has its challenges now, and I can probably confidently say that nobody that knows the land here better than people that we're meeting with today, and they have been during the previous week, that they are not against control. They still have to be controlled, but they do have an iconic heritage and cultural value. And whether we like it or not, Brumbies have been part of our landscape since white settlement, and they've been in the hills for 140, 200 years. They are part of our ecology, they are part of our environment. It is an absolute flawed science. You can't pick a particular part of our high country and then extrapolate it out and say that is significantly right across the whole of our Crown Estate. There are some other areas, the eastern slopes. There are some different numbers from the Bogongs, for example, but they need to go and redo these studies, particularly after the recent January fires, and actually do a proper count and really test that science that they're trying to claim for the recent unfortunate incidents where contract shooters were engaged on the southern slopes. It was an absolute disgrace. You've probably got something in the order of 3,000 deer to every head of horse. Every Brumby you've got 3,000 deer, and there is a resource out there that can be shot, be put to market. There is a company not too far from the border there in New South Wales which is exporting 20 containers of deer meat for pet food production annually. They cannot get enough of the resource. So there's a great opportunity there to concentrate on deer and not Brumby. That's where the government needs to come to the table and understand, cattle don't wallow, horse don't wallow, but significantly every photo you'll see deer wallowing. They will climb and they'll dig under fence lines onto freehold. Pig are a disgraceful thing. I mean, we got images of kids, old McDonald's farm where, pigs in the sty, rolling around in mud. That's exactly what they do in the natural environment. So these animals should be given the priority for their control, not Brumbies.